not playing. Now that is she's not playing at all. So apparently they got married in 96. He then trademarked his name in 97. Dummy. What the? And then April something 2020, he put her out the house. And then in June, he decides to sell all of his assets to this company that he created. Of course, someone else is the president, but he's probably going to be the controller of it. So that way, if she comes after him, he can say, I have no assets. They're all owned by this company. Now, Dr. Dre. So she wants, I think it's $2 million a month. And she wants to own The Chronic, the album, and Dr. Dre's trademark name. like what is going on? You would have thought someone who's worth $1 billion would have had all of this figured out well in advance. I'm talking about maybe not 96, 97. I understand maybe he was in love, stuff going on. But around the time he did that Beats deal, and I think that was 08, 09, 10, certainly well before 2020, he would have had his assets under control under another organization. Like, there are so many people that have their assets under other organizations, and they're named that stuff you can't even find. I remember just doing a Google search one day, JIA, my investigation, and I'm like, wow, all of these people have their homes under these different LLCs, so you can never come after their home or take their home from them. I think it's a brilliant thing. It's a shelter. It's a holding place. It's where you hold your assets. So we'll see how this one plays out. I really hope the best for Dr. Dre and his family. So every few days he goes on Twitter. He has these rants. It's worldly known that this man is bipolar and manic. Which is all symptoms of depression, and I think he needs to combat that first, then to combat the symptoms. Wait, maybe we need to talk about why you're depressed. And I think some of that has to do with his mom passing away and not having a whole family, and so having all this success without really having your mom, that can take a lot on you. And so, without a nutshell, yes, I'm talking about Kanye West. So recently, Kanye West demanded apologies from J. Cole and Drake. I don't know why. I don't know why he feels like they need to give him apologies or whatever. So, to hindsight, Mase said the same thing. Mase said, you know, I think you should give me an apology. Back in 2010, there was a song that Kanye had rapped on, and he said something about Mase selling off his career at the height of his success, basically saying that you went to go work for, you know, we went to go be a pastor, a preacher, you know, be godly, you know, do what you want to do, follow your faith, and that's how you lost your career and lost your fame. And Mase is saying, like, why would you say something like that to me? Because I decided at the height of my success, when I feel like I have all this cherished fame, for me to go be thankful and for me to go say, you know what, let me go preach to the masses while I can and have the resources to do so. And I thought that was a cruel thing to say at the time. I probably rapped the lyric and didn't really know what I was talking about, but wow. So now Mase put that out there. He wants an apology, and Kanye, yeah, you're right, I do owe you an apology for this. Something's wrong with the man. I really, really hope he gets help. And I think the first thing that he and Trump needs to do is delete the Twitter app. There's so many other apps that you can express yourself. And I always say that you have two forms of expression in the world of social media. Three, actually: video, text, or phone. I meant video, words, text, and pictures. If we know that words and text don't work for you, let's get off Twitter and let's stick to videos and photos. See, at least with the video, we can look at you and say, this man is crazy. When you put out text, it leaves it up to our imagination. Like, what in the world? Like, I hope he's not, like, what are you doing? So, yeah, somebody snatch his Twitter, his phone, and go ahead and remove that app if you can. Change his password and tell him you don't know what it is. I know he's friends with the owner of Twitter. And so is Beyonce and Jay-Z. I think they were recently caught on a yacht, just chilling with the owner of Twitter. It's so funny, they don't come on Twitter, but they'll be with the owner of Twitter. it's like the double power stick at you. So there's this story out on Page 6, and you know, Page 6 is very reputable. They always drop something before it comes down the line. Same thing happened to Wendy Williams with the Kevin Hunter story. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. Allegedly, page 6, page 6. So that Kim has already prepared her divorce paperwork, selling her assets, and got all this stuff in place. She just wants, allegedly, this is what they're saying, she just wants Kanye to come down off of his tantrums that he's going on right now, his bipolar manic episode, so he can be normal again. And then she wants to file for divorce. See, what Kim wants to do is she wants to play on public sympathy. She don't want to hit him where it hurts. And then she looks like the bad person. So she probably wants to ride this wave, let him come down, and then come out as, this is too much for me, you know, and end it. File for a divorce then. I totally see that in her life. And I totally see a TV show coming for her after that. Life after Kanye with Kim. Keeping up with Kim after Kanye. The sad part about all of this is if she does that, that'll really hurt that man. I don't see her trying to take the kids away from him at all, but I do see that he needs a family, like that structure, that hug around, have your back. And I think he thought he would have that with Kim because she has such a larger family. And now that if she does that to him, it'll be a double blow. It'll be like his mom when she passed away, and how we see the effects of that years later because he didn't deal with it then. Now he's dealing with this stuff. So I think she needs to think about that heavily. And if she does it, it does not need to be public. Like, you literally need to do it. Y'all need to go to another country, and you and the kids need to live there for about a month. Let it go out. Y'all need to have good terms, and when it comes out in the public, y'all need to both be there, both be present, smiling. Y'all okay with it? Kanye, after this, you need no longer to tweet about this. Don't tweet, you know, you had her foot appraised and you was gonna give her diamond toenail crusted. We don't need to hear any more about it. I think you have a great career in this fashion game. I am watching you and I'm saying to myself, he is doing a really good job. You've transformed Adidas, you've transformed Nike, you are now about to transform Gap. I think fuck a house. You know, everybody want to have the house of this, the house of that. You have a huge, huge culture brand. I think anytime you put Yeezy into these other houses, you bring in a whole other target audience, a whole other element. I love it. It's creative. I recently just got some Yeezys, the Israels. I love them. Fish tank I have over here, y'all. So I have a fish tank over here. And every once so often, what happens is, I don't know if they're drinking the water or the water evaporates, but the water drops low. And I'm like, where is this water going? And it makes so much noise because the water is now just dropping in the tank because it ain't high enough where it just flows in. So this morning, I'm like, I slept on the couch. So this morning, I filled up some jugs and I just dumped water in there. I overflowed the thing, so the water started falling out. So what I'm hearing is the dripping of the water. So I hate when people do this, and now that I'm just saying that I hate that people do this and I'm about to do this, it makes me even more sick to my stomach. But I like Nicki Minaj, but that doesn't mean that I cannot talk about Cardi B and not have so much respect for her music, her family, her craft. So just saying that. So everybody heard Cardi B's filing for divorce from Offset, and you know, Tasha K put out this story that there was this baby, blah blah blah, and then, you know, Cardi B came and said there's no baby, there's none of that. And so I recently was online just minding my business, and as Tracy with the T would say, y'all business too, I came across a comment that said, no, what's happening is Offset has financial issues going on right now, and Cardi B also have financial entanglements with him right now. So it was easier for them to get a divorce right now so they can settle their businesses, and then a great love story for them to come back together to make new business. As you remember, when they first came together, that was business for them. That was her selling an album, him and his album, a image. They made music, they had a baby. It was a business. I'm sure she got the attention that she needed. So apparently he owed $210,000 in taxes in January of 2020 this year, which he paid. then we all found out, I think in March, that the Migos had issues with their label. They lost millions and millions of dollars in a bad deal. And then also, he just invested in 2 different companies. One is a platform for artists so they can begin streaming their own music and getting their fans to come to that platform. Great fucking business idea. I wish you'd share it with us. And then the other was that he had invested in a producing company, you know, visual producing. I think they make videos and stuff behind the scenes. So I think he had to settle all of that. I think they're divorcing because of that, and I don't know what the hell that was, but they're divorcing because of that. And then, you know, and this is all allegedly, because I read this online in the comment section, like, damn. But this sounds more credible than them just divorcing over they're arguing too much. Like, y'all are rich enough where y'all arguments should be high level. Like, if y'all are arguing that much, I expected them to be high level arguments. And I'm just trying to think, what high level stuff could you guys be arguing? Now, if it's about your music, I have nothing to say about that. But if y'all are arguing about, okay, I'm running out of money, or, you know, you're running out of money and we got to pay these bills and I got to separate from you so I can get my own assets, it makes sense. That makes sense to me. So I'm hoping that's the story and they do come back together. I hate when couples play games with their relationships like this. I remember when Nene Leakes dated on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her and Greg divorced, and then they got back together for a special, and then they're back. I hate that. It's like, because you have to live with that. You actually have to live with that. I know in the moment it's a dollar bill, I'm famous, I get the visibility, I get the, you know, all of that. But when y'all are like older, you live with that. Like, yeah, we did that fucked up shit. Like, I remember we did that. I remember, oh my God, I remember when we were younger, and this sucks. This sucks to me. But I remember when we were younger, and we used to ride like the city bus to school, and it would be cold outside, freezing cold, and the bus would open the door, and it would be older folks trying to get on the bus, and my friend would run on the bus to try to hop on, so we wouldn't be standing out there cold, leaving the old folks. At the time, I didn't care. I'm like, oh shit, you know, I didn't care. But now, as I'm older, looking back, I'm like, if that would have been my grandmother and some kids did that, you know what I mean? Like, how disrespectful, you little fucks. So I just say that I hope they take that into consideration when they're planning these little publicity stunts with their relationship. Vivica Fox, I just want to send you some get well wishes. I heard that you were supposed to be hosting at the Emmys last night, but you tested positive for the coronavirus. I know it may not be nothing serious. You might have just be asymptomatic, or I don't know. It may be serious, but I do want to wish you well wishes. You are a true legend to me. Every body of work you've done, I laugh, heart, body, and so I would have loved to see you on there last night. So get well and keep us updated. Have to give a huge kudos to Zendaya. She is the second black actress to win the lead actress in a drama. You know, the first was Viola Davis for How to Get Away with Murder, which, you know, to this day, I never got into the series. But I love Viola Davis. Every movie she in, she embodies the character down pat. I don't know if she literally takes the script home 2-3 months prior to and plays the character. Some actors do that. They play the character in their real lives before they actually go on scene so that they can really have embodied that. But if she does a really good job. Kudos to her. But Zendaya, so now, not only is she the second best black actress to do this, but she is the first youngest ever to win. She's 24 years old, to win the lead actress to win outstanding lead actress in a drama. Like, that's big time. That's big time. You know, kudos to her. I don't want it to ever be diminished or watered down, because now we're all crying that we need more support for black faces in these award shows. She definitely deserved that. I don't know if you guys caught on to Euphoria. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later, but Euphoria is a great show. You should check it out. But she definitely deserved that award. So shout out to you and kudos to her. But Nene Leakes, she exited Real Housewives of Atlanta. I stopped watching the show, I want to say, when Kenya came back. I'm not a big Kenya supporter. I'm not an anyone supporter on that show. Wait, I like Candy. Candy's a boss bitch. Now Candy's bad. But Nene Leakes for me outgrew the show when she first left. She should have been had her own show. I don't know how Kim Zolciak got a show before Nene Leakes did. And I think it's now been too long that she's missed her mark in that atmosphere of the reality pie. Like, we don't want to see, we now know your life is boring. Like, we know that there's nothing else going behind the scenes in your life that's really going to pull us. You're not, and that's not right now. So I think that's gone because they missed the mark on that when she was doing all the stuff for Glee, and that was when she should have had her own show. That was interesting. I think now what we need to see Nene Leakes in, the role we need to see Nene Leakes in is she needs to either be sitting down running a newscast ensemble with a bunch of girls, because Nene Leakes right now doesn't have the ability to hold my attention in a conversation for longer than about 10 to 15 minutes. I think she'll be boring because it's always about her. So she needs to be in an ensemble where there's equal power on the cast. And it doesn't need to be an everyday show. This is the thing. I don't think this needs to be an everyday show. I think it needs to come on once a week, Fridays, and it needs to be a club morning show. Where Nene Leakes is getting it popping. They got a DJ, they got all these ensemble casts, and they getting it popping. They getting a set for the weekend. With everything being virtual now, I think that's something we're looking forward to now. More people are at home in the daytime. You want to be vibrant, so you get us popping. I don't want it to be direct competition with Wendy Williams at all. See, Wendy Williams has a lane. She's lived her lane, and I think her lane is going to always be her lane. That purple chair, her being nasty and salacious with the news. It's funny, it's roast and gags. But I think Nene Leakes can give us more of a comedic effect to what's already going on in the world. Like, oh child, she did that. Oof. All that stuff she does. It's funny. So yeah, I hope the best for her. I hope this exit is real. I hope she really moves on to something bigger and better. Happy birthday to Lil Wayne. I don't know how old you turned, but I know it's your birthday. Happy birthday.